Can tell you, I remember when these issues came up under President Nixon. It basically was chilling to hear of some of the abuses. And now when we see and hear about what's going on in the IRS and the things that they've already apologized for, I got to tell you, our society, our democracy has no room for that. And I think that anybody who has been improperly addressing our taxpayers and the tax-exempt organizations, they need, and doing it improperly, they need to be punished to the highest level possible, period. Our society, I often say, Piers, that we have to guard our democracy. This is our watch. We've got to guard it with regard to freedom of the press. We've got to guard it with regard to making sure that people are able to live under the Constitution that we have, that's over our country, and we cannot stand around and just let these things happen.
Let's turn to Benghazi, because this still rumbles on, although I personally think that these two latest things involving the IRS and the attack on AP's reporters are arguably even more serious. But let's just go back to Benghazi, because it all comes down in the end to trust. Trust in the government, trust in the White House, trust in the president. When you change 12 different parts of the talking points of an incident like this, and you remove all mention of Al-Qaeda, or indeed overtly of any kind of terrorist group, when you do that, people's trust is going to be badly damaged.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. But again, I think we're missing the point. I think we ought to deal with these talking points. I think they're very important. But Piers, we had 4 brave and wonderful diplomats to die. And the thing I guess I'm concerned about, okay, let's deal with the talking points, but let's make sure that our diplomatic corps and our embassies are properly guarded. I want to make sure that if we have emergencies like we had here in Benghazi, that our forces are where they need to be to address an emergency. Those are the kinds of things that I'm most concerned about. I want to make sure we're doing those things.
Yeah, but I agree with you on that. And everybody else agrees with me. But here's the thing. I also want to trust, though, the government when they say what happened. And it seems to me quite clear now that they deliberately fudged things, because what they didn't want to tell the American people was, you know what, this could have been Al-Qaeda, because that would have meant the war on Al-Qaeda was suddenly in reverse again.
Yeah, I think you had a situation where there was a dispute with regard to talking points between the CIA and the State Department, but certainly the American people deserve the truth. And